Hey guys, welcome to this long overdue Smash Chat episode. Today we have We Do It 83 Rebirth.
Hello.
And we have the Quarter Guy.
Hey yo, your friend the neighborhood Quarter Guy here.
And if you haven't already read the title, as usual, we're going over the most controversial topic to date. This goes beyond Ridley. This is DLC.
Oh my. Oh boy.
And let the controversial stuff begin. First of all, for those who don't know what DLC is, it's content that comes out and you pay for it for extra stuff in the game. So usually sounds like a good idea, but not the way some companies use it.
Yeah, perhaps one of the most infamous examples is Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Yeah.
People were in an uproar over this because a lot of the characters that were released via DLC were already on the disc.
And to add on to that, for the fact with not only were they on the disc, most of them were pretty much set to go. There wasn't really any other content to put in. So that got people really heated about it.
That is an example of how not to do DLC. It's supposed to be downloadable content, not disc-locked content.
Exactly.
Yep. And that's the problem with many people right now, is that they all think that just because DLC is there, that's how every game is done. Which is not the case.
No, I feel like DLC, if used effectively, like some companies have done, can really extend the life of the game. And, Smash Bros. Could definitely use that, because we don't really get one for like 8 years.
Yeah, it's one per console generation.
Yeah, and there's so much more stuff that they could do and ways that they could advertise other games, but we'll get there when we get there. First of all, some people think that Nintendo doesn't even do DLC, which is like, wow, you guys are the ones behind the times.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, Nintendo has done DLC in the past. One example of this is New Super Mario Bros. 2 with various Coin Rush packs.
They've also done it with Luigi U as well, Pikmin 3, and the Mario Golf game on the 3DS. Those are the ones I know for sure have been doing DLC. Oh, along with Fire Emblem as well.
And let's not forget that Nintendo is probably the granddaddy of all DLC thanks to a little game called Pokemon, because I think Mew kind of qualifies for that.
Yeah, Mew does qualify as that, and any other event Pokemon.
Yeah, it's one of the rarest forms of DLC.
But you don't pay for it, so you don't get upset. You just have to be at the right place at the right time.
Every, gift Pokemon is free, so...
This is Nintendo doing DLC right, so I don't really think we have to worry too much about it. Now the argument is, will Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS actually have DLC? Now, I'm not sure how likely this article is, but this one little clip I got from an interview with Sakurai did say, he wants to focus on completing the game first, and then maybe look at DLC. So, there you go, put your fears at ease. DLC would be an afterthought.
Yeah.
My question is right now, why is DLC a good thing? And I'll be very happy to answer that, because first of all, the biggest thing you could get out of DLC would be brand new characters.
And that's what everybody loves to hear when talking about Smash Brothers.
Yep.
Now let's be realistic here. When the game comes out in September in Japan, it's gonna get leaked all over the internet.
That roster is just going to be immediate. We're gonna know the entire thing.
Yeah, we're gonna know who's in and who's not.
Yeah, and I know exactly where you're going with this, CJ. So we were talking about this. The fact they could use DLC to advertise characters that are not in the game yet, from the time the 3DS version launches to the time the Wii U launches.
Right, keep some stuff a secret.
Yeah, and I'm thinking if they do something like that, it would be like day one DLC for the Wii U version that would also release simultaneously with the 3DS version.
Yep.
That way you just kind of give expanded rosters right off the bat.
That would be cool.
That would make a lot of sense, because right now Sakurai, I think the one thing he doesn't want to do, or the one thing he's aware of, is that the internet ruins everything. Everything's gonna get spoiled.
We all remember when Brawl launched in, Japan, we knew the entire roster that day.
Yeah.
So the surprise was kind of ruined for everybody, but come on, it's Smash Bros. We kind of need to know that roster.
We do,
yeah.
And DLC is one of the best ways to keep some characters a secret. The other reason DLC is good for new characters is because each time they make a new Smash Bros. Game, some characters do ultimately get cut because of limitations and whatnot. The very first one, there were 5 cut characters, if I remember this correctly. They were Bowser, Peach, Mewtwo, King Dedede, and Meowth.
Meowth was actually going to be playable, huh?
Yeah, he was.
64?
Yeah.
That I did not know.
Yeah.
So then we get to Melee, and there were actually, well, from what I can find, 3 cut characters. There was Lucas, who was going to replace Ness, but because of the delay, they decided to use Ness instead. And then the other 2 cut characters were Snake and Sonic.
Who made it into Brawl?
Yep. The reason we know that Snake was supposed to be in Melee was because I don't even remember where the article was. I just remember hearing that Hideo Kojima said that he basically begged Sakurai to get Snake in Melee. And it was just because of time deadlines that it did not work, which is why Snake was really one of the first characters in Brawl to be announced.
Yeah, to the surprise of everyone present at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the first third-party character in Smash Bros. That just opened the gates for everybody, like a certain blue hedgehog.
Yeah, but we know that Sonic was supposed to be in Melee as well because Yuji Naka also confirmed that. He said at the time it was very, very close, but time constraints did not allow us to continue with the idea. So, ouch!
So not only was Sonic appearing on Nintendo systems now, he was invading Nintendo's games at that time.
They were just, they're like best of friends right away.
Imagine if Sonic was in Melee at that time.
Yeah.
Just blow everybody's minds.
Yeah, Sonic and Mario, fire-forged friends.
Yeah.
Then we get to Brawl, and infamously we have about 7 cut characters.
The Forbidden 7.
Yeah.
Forbidden 7.
It's weird that I don't hear people bring up Pichu a lot, but that was what I always heard when they first named him the Forbidden 7. Apparently it's like the Forbidden 6 now, but I don't know. I still think Pichu was supposed to be in there. Glad he wasn't. Okay, sorry, I just had to say that. The Forbidden 7, you had Toon Zelda and Toon Sheik / Tetra, hopefully. Then you had Dixie Kong.
Yeah.
You had Dr. Mario. You had what may have been Plusle and Minun.
Then Pichu, then Roy, then Mewtwo.
That's right.
And I know at least a few Fire Emblem fans who still are upset that Roy was left on the cutting board for Brawl.
Raise his hand high.
I still remember when Josh Scorcher made his top 10 manliest characters, and he was screaming about how they took out Roy.
Exactly, because just to go on a little bit of a tangent of, I've always preferred Roy over Marth. That's just been a personal thing for me. So seeing him get the axe in Brawl made me very sad. But to kind of segue into this, that's what DLC could do. Exactly. We could actually get the opportunity to bring these guys back into the fight.
Let's say hypothetically Mewtwo doesn't come back and you really wanted him. DLC would be a good opportunity to bring him back. I mean,
complete with his Mega Evolution.
Yeah.
And same thing with Roy. If they want to bring him back too, DLC, there you go.
I mean, if you really want Snake to get back in, this is your only shot right now. This is.
To be honest, I'm gonna kind of miss Snake. I've been playing with him in Brawl recently. I'm gonna miss him.
But moving on from that before we go off on another tangent.
Okay, so with DLC, what else can they possibly add? Well, I mean, there's a lot they could add. Imagine more costumes later on. Imagine some extra music, some new levels, new modes, maybe even new customizable abilities.
Yeah, exactly. Because here's the thing: you wonder why Brawl was so modded throughout all the years. It's because people want to add current content into the game from other games coming out. DLC is a way to keep Smash Bros. Relevant throughout the entirety of the 3DS and Wii U life cycle.
Yeah, it would pretty much be their nod to the modding community. Kind of like Mario Maker is their nod to the ROM hacking community, sorta.
Yeah, it's a way that keeps Smash Brothers feeling fresh and gives you something brand new. You could have new levels, new trophies. You could, I wonder what kind of new modes they could possibly do. I have no idea.
I'm not sure about DLC modes. That might be a little stretching it.
Yeah, that might be.
Maybe board the platform.
Yeah, there we go.
I'd be all for that.
Now, the real issue here is, if this is all here, I mean, people don't want to pay for a new character, right? They think characters should just be free. Which brings up, what should the DLC be? How should it be handled? What should be the price? Should you get like an amiibo bonus with it? What goes on here?
Well, this is where I'm going to bring up one game I think that has handled DLC characters better than any other game is Skullgirls. Why? Because, for those of you who don't know, it had a big Indiegogo campaign to, get these characters made. So kind of a nod to that is the fact when the characters launch, they're free for the first month, but then, anybody who picks up the game after that month then has to pay for them. This is good for two reasons. One, it gives everybody, the character right away, and, it also encourages people to buy the game at that time, boosting sales as well. I'm not sure if Smash Bros. Would do something like that, but I think it's such an effective method I have seen that they could possibly do it.
Yeah, it's like, besides, and Mario Kart 8 is gonna have that Mercedes-Benz DLC for free.
Yeah.
Which is just ridiculous, but it's awesome.
Yeah.
The way I can see it, or at least the way I hope to see it, please Nintendo, do it this way. You would make so many people happy. Is kind of what they did for Pikmin 3. What they did was for the mission mode, they gave you 5 stages, but they gave you one of them for free. It was like, here's a free sample. Would you like the others? You can buy the rest. 4 stages for $2. Imagine this. They come out, here's a trailer for a brand new character. That character is free. But all the extra goodies like a new stage, levels, customizable movesets, that you would have to pay in a bundle. But it would still probably be somewhere like $3 or $4. But you'd be so happy about that new character, you wouldn't even care. You'd gladly throw away that money to get that stuff.
Yeah, Nintendo has some... I feel like they'll probably do something like a season pass like they did for Mario Golf, where, you get all the bonuses for that, but then if you do the season pass, you would get an extra goodie from that, like maybe an exclusive costume or stage or something like that, for the people who get all the DLC at once, pretty much.
But there arises a problem, a potential problem. Would any of these be available for use in online play?
I feel like they probably would be, most fighting games have been able to put in DLC characters now, as,
Yeah, but the thing is, how they would handle, people not having this content playing against people who do.
Well, that's the thing, when you download an update, it has the character, technically it would have the character data in there for it to run, fight the other people.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
That's how most fighting games have been handling DLC, and I see that happening. I mean, technically, yeah, you have the character data, but that's for gameplay reasons.
Right.
So
here's another way, or this might be a question somebody might be asking in the comments right now. I hope I'm reading that person's mind. Is, would you have to buy the same character again on the 3DS if you bought it on the Wii U? Would you have to pay for it twice? I'm hoping that if you're linked with your Nintendo Network ID, you will get both characters on both systems.
Yeah, I feel like with the Nintendo ID, and even if they want to throw the Amiibo into that as well, maybe?
See, that's what I kind of hope to see with the Amiibo. Like, you buy it, not only do you get that character, but maybe you get, like, a new extra music piece, or, like, a new assist trophy or something.
And I'm not saying, like, Amiibo should only be, that the DLC character should only be through Amiibo. I think that's not a good idea.
Yeah,
not a good idea.
I agree with
but
you
I feel like maybe that's a good way to transfer them from both versions, possibly, if they can't do the Nintendo ID stuff.
Right, because the 3DS is supposed to get an adapter that'll let you transfer Amiibo stuff to the 3DS.
And I mean, Amiibo, from what I hear, is going to be like $5 to $7, so probably the same price of the characters anyway, so...
That's what I'm kind of curious about. What happens if you buy an Amiibo and then the DLC is announced? If you already have the Amiibo, you should get the DLC for free if it's based around that character. Or if you buy like the DLC and then you buy the Amiibo, they should reimburse you in some way. Like, Nintendo doesn't really cheat its fans like that.
Yeah, because they've been pretty fair with their DLC.
For example, with the Coin Rush packs, you can buy them separately, or you can buy them in a bundle for a lower price paid for getting each of them separately.
Yep, same thing in Fire Emblem Awakening. With the chapter packs, you can buy them individually or buy the entire set for a lower price. So, I feel like, they could do DLC. It's just a matter of how do you balance with characters, stages, music, all that stuff.
And let's not forget one of the better examples right now, which is, Rusty's Real Deal Baseball, where you can actually haggle to bring the price down.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Nintendo's doing DLC the right way, so I think if you're so negative against DLC, you at least should give them the benefit of the doubt.
And plus, I feel like if you add the custom DLC to keep the game relevant with costumes, because remember all the people that wanted Mr. L as a costume for Luigi? Well, you could have a DLC one with that, and bam, you have him in. Yeah, I feel like if just to go with the DLC thing for that, they could probably sell the costumes individually, or maybe you can make like a custom pack of outfits and maybe buy all those at a cheaper price or something like that.
Yeah,
like
there's so
much. Pick out 4 and bam, there you go.
And you don't even have to buy everything, right? I mean, you could buy whatever you want. That's what DLC is. It's an option.
Yeah, if you don't like it, you don't buy it. If you want it, you buy it.
That's simple.
It's not forced down your throat.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty much all that really needs to be talked about with DLC. I think they're going to have it because at this rate, Nintendo's done everything to keep Smash Brothers for the Wii U and 3DS as current and as up to date as other games. I mean, look at the online mode we're gonna get. Look at that thing. That's proof enough.
If it actually works this time.
Yeah, if it actually works.
It looks like they're gonna fix the lag at least.
And if not, the 3DS should be pretty good. At least the 3DS has had some pretty smooth and solid online play.
Yeah, Kid Icarus Uprising.
Yeah. Yep. Mario Kart was bad for the first few days, but now it's, smooth as glass now for Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, it's definitely improved. Alright, so yeah, I think that's pretty much all we could really talk about with DLC. If you got a comment about whether you think it's good DLC or whether you still think it's a terrible idea, and why don't you just talk about what you would like to see as DLC? Because personally, I would love DLC just because we could get some new characters that they could keep as a surprise, as well as characters that may have been cut out. So
10,000 Mewtwo comments later.
Alright, so I think that was probably it for this video.
Please be kind on this poor man in the comments, please.
Yeah,
please, have mercy on him.
I'd like to thank you guys for joining me on this one.
Welcome.
You're welcome.
Hey guys, welcome to this long overdue Smash Chat episode. Today we have We Do It 83 Rebirth.
Hey dude.
Oh crap. You cut out there.
I did? Oh.
Yeah, you completely cut out on my end. That's Skype's fault.
Well, you could just say your introduction and I can add it in.
Okay.
And then this will be a blooper. Oh, sorry, do it again.
Hello.
And then it'll be a blooper. So, out of the blue, they'll announce a new character on July 14th without a direct, which is something they haven't done before. Veterans, sure, but not a new character, unless you count the Smash Bros. Roundtable at E3. First of all, unless they plan to show a newcomer and a veteran, don't start thinking it's only Mewtwo, Snake, or another Smash veteran, as it clearly says New Fighter Intro Video. Also, on another note, I feel I must decipher what Sakurai's Miiverse post actually means, because I can tell from my own videos a number of you can't read between the lines. So let me clear that up. First of all, it says, "Looks like we're nearing the bottom of the stash of new Challenger videos that we've made." A number of people have already started saying that, "Oh no, this is the last newcomer!" Or, "There won't be any surprise characters in the game after these?" But please, let's read this message together and then you'll see you have nothing to worry about. Now notice it says, "We're nearing the bottom of the stash." The key word here is nearing, meaning this won't be the last one, otherwise that word nearing would have no place being there. Second, it says new Challenger videos. The key word here is videos. If they said bottom of the stash of new Challengers, then that would mean, yeah, we would only have a few new characters left, but since the word videos is right there, it just means the videos they've made for many of the newcomers, and that we could still have new unlockable hidden secret characters that they don't want us to know about because the game isn't out yet. Just because they showed all the characters in Mario Kart 8 before it came out, doesn't mean they're going to show all the characters for Smash before it comes out. So, who is the new fighter? Well, one thing I've learned about trying to predict Sakurai when it comes to new characters is, don't. Remember when we thought they would announce Diddy Kong for Tropical Freeze, but it turned out to be Little Mac? And then Diddy Kong showed up about a week later. Well, a lot of signs point to Shulk right now. The Gamatsu leak with 3 characters left, which could be the same number of videos remaining, Shulk's voice actor did tweet recently about new exciting projects he's voiced in, but couldn't say what they were to avoid lots of problems. Xenoblade's director retweeted the character reveal, and he is one of the most highly requested characters in both Japan and America, so he almost doesn't need a direct to be shown to get everybody's attention. But as I just brought up with Diddy Kong, he could be luring us into a false sense of belief, and it might be someone else. I had thought that maybe Sakurai hadn't picked which character to show yet, and that by looking at who everyone thinks is the most likely will be shown, he would show someone else. However, I realize that can't be the case, as it already says the video is 3 minutes long, and the only newcomer video to be that long is the Palutena video, making it highly unlikely that all the remaining videos are 3 minutes long each. One reason the Palutena trailer went on for so long was the fight scene and the dialogue, so maybe it might be Shulk after all, since there was a lot of fight scenes and dialogue in Xenoblade, and there was that voice actor thing I mentioned, but I wouldn't say for sure just to be safe. I'll just say the one with the highest chance is Shulk, though if it's not, then I hope it's a character that wasn't in the leaks and will take us by surprise like Greninja and Rosalina did. I also feel the need to point out that if Shulk is in the game as a playable character, then they need to show him before the game comes out for one big reason. His game was done by Monolith Soft, and they would need to include Monolith Soft in the list of character credits, otherwise it would spoil his inclusion, or else he's just not there, and nobody I know wants that. The same is also true about Ness and Lucas, on how they need to have Shigesato Itoi / Ape Inc. in the credits. That's just my little theory, and I'll see you guys on Monday with the results.